Hey Florida travelers, Krista here, and you guys asked for more free things to do, so today I'm going to be going over 5 free things that you can experience in the Kissimmee area right now, so let's get into it. Everyone knows that Central Florida has its amazing theme parks, but if you've already visited all the parks and you want to get out into nature while you're here, then you're going to want to head to my first location, the Disney Wilderness Preserve. The Disney Wilderness Preserve is a 12,000-acre nature reserve that was created through an agreement between Disney and the Nature Conservancy. This wilderness preserve is open every day except for holidays between 9 to 4:30. This preserve is home to over 1,000 species of plants and animals and is an important part of the Everglades system that contains over 3,500 acres of restored wetlands. The first part of the trails are paved, but you'll quickly transition into these natural trails, which are a beautiful escape from the city. You'll almost forget that you're only a stone's throw away from Disney World. The trail consists of 4 loops, the smallest being the half-mile Hardin Trail. The next one up is the Small Red Trail, which is about 1 mile long. The next largest one is the Large Red Trail, which is about 2.3 miles. And the largest of them all is the Yellow Trail, which is about 3.6 miles. If you want an even longer hike, you can decide to combine both the red and the yellow trails together, which would give you a grand total of about 6 miles. The trails are very well marked with signs and a map that shows you how far you are from the parking lot. The first mile is partially covered, however, once you start into the yellow loop, it is completely exposed, so make sure that you come prepared with plenty of water, sunscreen, and bug spray. If you are visiting during the summer, please remember that that is our wet season here in Florida, and the trails can get pretty muddy and washed out, especially after rainfall. So keep that in mind if you are planning on visiting. If you're looking for a beautiful escape while you're here, then you'll have to make sure that you head over to the Disney Wilderness Preserve. Next up on my list is Old Town Kissimmee. If you're looking for a unique place to spend the afternoon with a number of unique shops and attractions, then you're going to want to head to Old Town. This entertainment and shopping district was made to emulate a classic old Florida town with its brick streets and over 70 unique affordable shops that spans over 18 acres. By the way, if you are finding this information helpful, I would love it if you could help out my channel by hitting that like button and subscribing if you are looking for more ideas like this to do during your Florida vacation. I release a new video weekly, and the best way to be able to see them is by subscribing. One of the most unique aspects that would stand out the minute that you arrive at Old Town is how blended it is with Fun Spot Kissimmee right next door. If you're not familiar with Fun Spot, it's a family-run theme park that has a few different locations in Orlando, Kissimmee, and Atlanta. If you ever wanted to visit a Fun Spot, you can head over to Old Town and just walk right on over. They are right next to each other, and there really isn't any barriers that really define when you're leaving one and entering the other. Even the Ferris wheel that is a staple of Old Town is included in your Fun Spot pass. So they have this codependent relationship with each other that I think works out really nicely. If your family is split between wanting to go shopping and others wanting to ride rides, then some of them can spend time in Fun Spot while the others explore the shops. If you visit Old Town on a Saturday, you'll have to make sure that you check out the classic car show that has been a part of Old Town tradition for the last 30 years. This car show starts at 1 p.m. and features a number of different hot rods, street cars, and antiques. The classic car show is also free for both participants as well as the attendees, and is a really fun way to be able to spend the afternoon. Next up on my list is Shingle Creek Regional Park. Located in the middle of urban Kissimmee, this park spans over 1,000 acres and starts the headwaters to the Everglades. This location is really unique because it's a mix of nature as well as history. There are several entry points into Shingle Creek, and the most popular one is probably going to be Pioneer Village. Pioneer Village is a collection of authentic structures from all over the county that have been carefully relocated here and preserved to show what life was like for the area settlers. If you want to walk through the village, you do have to pay for admission, but if you take the trail around, you are able to walk close enough to most of the buildings if you do just want to get a peek. There are miles of hiking trails here, but they are in the middle of urban Kissimmee, so you still hear a lot of the city noises as you're walking through parts of the trail. Also, a neighborhood is coming up right across the street from Pioneer Village, which is a stark contrast to the village on the other side. If you're looking for a place to launch your kayak for free, you can launch them from either Pioneer Village or from Steffi Landing, which is one of the other entrances into Shingle Creek. If you don't have a kayak of your own, you can always rent one from the paddle center, but there is also a place where you can launch your kayaks for free. Part of the walking trail that starts at Pioneer Village does come all the way down here to Steffi Landing, and while you're here, make sure that you stop by the Old Cabin, which is another historical site in the park. If you're looking to fit in even more shopping or looking for unique restaurants to enjoy while you're here in Central Florida, then you'll have to head over to Sunset Walk. Sunset Walk is a modern shopping and entertainment district of Margaritaville and is packed with casual restaurants, fine dining, and has numerous events throughout the year. If you are staying at any of the hotels off of 192, it is really easy to get to and right next to H2O. So if you're spending the entire day at the water park, you'll be able to walk right over to Sunset Walk. If you're here on a Saturday night, there is a weekly car show that starts at 4 p.m. as well as live entertainment every weekend. You definitely have to check out the Sunset Walk website before you get there to see what events are happening during your time here in Central Florida. I love the unique shops and restaurants, and there's even a state-of-the-art movie theater grill where you can order restaurant quality food while sitting in these incredibly comfortable reclining chairs. Next up, one of my favorite areas in Kissimmee is Celebration. Located just a hop, a skip, and a jump from Magic Kingdom, Celebration is a charming small town with one of the most picturesque downtown areas that you'll ever see. Developed by Disney in the 1990s, Celebration is a tribute to Walt Disney's true vision of what Epcot should have been. If you're not familiar, Epcot stands for Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow, and he meant to have families live there in these state-of-the-art towns that were futuristic as well as functional. However, it was one vision that Disney Imagineers were just not able to bring to life. Since technology changed so frequently, it would have cost too much money to have to continue to upgrade Epcot every few years to keep up. And they didn't know where the families would go while their houses were being refurnished every couple of years. However, they didn't want Walt Disney's vision to completely disappear. So in the 90s, they started the development of Celebration and brought in the best celebrity architects and town designers to develop a town worthy of the Disney name. Disney's CEO at the time even went as far as putting together a pattern book to ensure that no matter who helped develop the town, that every house and building met their unified classic small town look. Most of the buildings around a Celebration, like the theater and the post office, were all carefully designed by well-known architects, and every detail was important down to the street signs. While you're walking around Celebration, it's so picturesque that it gives you the feel of walking through a real-life Pleasantville. It's so incredibly beautiful, and every house in the area is just stunning. If you're here on a Sunday, they also host a farmer's market in the morning starting at 10 a.m. Here you'll be able to find local produce as well as local arts and crafts. There are also a number of really great restaurants in the area, and I highly recommend stopping at any of them and enjoying the afternoon here. This community also has a number of events that they host throughout the year, like the Winter Wonderland event that happens around the holidays. If you are visiting Central Florida during the holidays and wanted to know what it would be like to have snow in 80-degree weather, then you'll have to head out to Celebration for this event. Overall, Celebration is just beautiful with its amazing architecture that can only be perfected by Disney. So if you ever wanted to know what it would be like to live in a world that Disney created in real life, then you'll have to head over to Celebration and spend the afternoon. If you were looking for even more free things to do in the area, then you'll have to check out my other video, Free Things to Do in the Orlando area, that just popped up on the screen. Until next time, everyone, I hope you have an amazing day and go out and enjoy some Florida sunshine.